Hello, this is Olivier coming up for a new video. This video will be about some reissues that I bought over the last months, and I didn't have the time to do a video, so I'm really catching up on all of that. I think many or most of these reissues are coming from Noble Records, and I will come back to that. And then I have some others coming from different labels. So look, if you're not a subscriber, I would really appreciate your subscription. I always like to read your comments, and a thumb up is always welcome as well. So without waiting, I will start. And I decided to do this video today because again, I had to catch up on some records that I bought over the last month, but as well, I got in the mail today the reissue of this fantastic album, psych hard rock from Florida, from origin 1971, and it's the band called Wizard. It's a super difficult to find record, and it has been reissued with Noble Record. It's not on the Noble Record label, but I think it's an outsider label, yes. So I will, as well, that's the first time I think I do that on a video. I will open it now because I didn't open it so far. I just got it literally an hour ago. So yeah, I mean, it's a super nice sleeve. I mean, these records are super difficult to find as original, like most of the things that Noble Record reissue, which is why as well I buy them. I mean, I buy them for several reasons. One is to support Dylan and his shop because it's a great guy. I'm watching his video for many years now. I started to watch his video before he had his shop. He was selling records once a while in what he was calling pop-ups, and he was doing different jobs. And I was following him, and as well, I used to live in the US. I moved back to France in 2009 in July, but then I came back in October to visit him in his shop when he opened the shop in North Carolina, in Monroe, I think is the name of the city, close to Charlotte. So yeah, Wizard, really nice jackets, solid thick cardboard, which I really like. An explanation probably about the band, a few pictures, and the record itself, which comes on this white and black splattered vinyl. Really nice, again from 1971 originally, and the reissues with this color for Noble Record have been limited to 500 copies. Next one is really a bit a special one. It's Underground Fire, and this one is on Noble Record label. So because Dylan, and I'm sure you all know because everybody follows Dylan, he's probably one of the most renowned guy on YouTube doing videos. He opened his own label, which I think is fantastic, right? And he's putting out some records which again are just impossible to find. And Underground Fire, it's his first release. It's a great psych album. I ordered the special copy with this red and white pinwheel record, which is limited, I think, to 200 copies. I think it's a really fantastic album. I really loved it. I think, there is a story where this band is coming from Monroe, which is the city, again, where Dylan grew up and has his shop. And, and he found back one of the member, I think Mike is his name. And, they decided together, they made a contract or whatsoever, and they reshoot his album, which again is a fantastic psych album from the early 70s. I think they were issuing this album in 1972, if I don't mistake. Next album, it's a band which I didn't know, right? And like many things, I learned a lot through Dylan over the last years, but this is ODA, which is a US hard rock band from California. And as well, that's a limited reissue, having 200 copies as well on this white wax. That's not on his own label, it's again a partnership with a different label. But again, most of these reissues are reissues from US bands, right? 70s hard rock, psych, some blues rock, so really good records. I have probably, maybe not all of the reissues or all of the labels or the special limited editions from Noble Records, but I have really most of them. The ones I didn't bought were probably the ones that I did at the beginning, which I had already in original. But again, in the meantime, I'm catching up and I'm buying almost everything he's putting out. Like this one, there is a bit of a glare. It's Cold Sun, and that comes as well on this green vinyl, and it's a Gerson reissue. I really like Gerson as a label. It's a high quality label. By the way, the Noble Record label is great quality as well. I mean, it's really fantastic. And this Cold Sun in this green color comes in 500 copy. It's a Texas psych band. I think they didn't release the album back in the days, so it's somehow you know, a release, a first release, or I think it has been pressed in the 90s for the first time, so it's a later release, let's say, but they didn't release again back in the 70s. Now another album that everybody probably knows, or everybody following Dylan on his channel for several years, because you know he has always been really a big fan of this band, which is Fraction, and their only album Moonblood. I had already a copy. In this case, I had not an original, or unfortunately, but a copy on the Akarma label. And I must say, look, as I again used to live in US, then back in Europe, now I'm back in the US. But in Europe, Akarma is relatively easy to find. It's made in Italy, so you can get them. And they do as well some great reissues from some US, you know, psych hard rock bands, but as well UK and different places, right? So they do a lot of great reissue. However, I'm not a big fan of the quality of the Akarma record. They have a really thick sleeve, which is nice, except that the record is not always fitting really nicely in the sleeve. But then the quality of the recording and the quality of the pressing, in my view, is not the greatest. Here again, really great work done by Dylan. I think that was a partnership he did as well with a label, but it's a fantastic reissue with really the original sleeves and everything which goes with, right? So it's probably as great, I would say, sounding than an original. And you know, and yeah, I want to say it's almost as good, but I'm sure it's as good. I didn't never listen to an original, but it's definitely much cheaper to find, or was much cheaper to find. It's still much cheaper, but they were sold really fast, and I think on eBay or on Discord, people try to sell that for incredible price, which I think is a bit ridiculous. But anyhow, next one, Power of Zeus. That's as well a reissue with some tracks which were not released back in the days, and it's as well a limited copy. I think probably around 500 copy on this orange wax. Really great album, it's not an album, but some great songs, some covers as well. There is the cover of a song which I love, which is Rock and Roll Huchiku on this album as well, or on this record, so really great one. Next one is Short Cross, which is kind of a psychedelic hard rock band from the US as well, and that's as well a limited copy, 600 records on this white and black splattered label. Yeah, I take it out, really nice one. Another one which I had on my want list forever, right? And that's Horse, and this is an exception. It's coming from Dylan as well, or Dylan did a limited edition of this one. When I said it's an exception, because I mean, he did few over ones, right? That's a band from London, I think, from the UK originally. So it's not a US band, but it's a super difficult to find album, and it's a great psychedelic hard rock album. Comes on this nice green wax, and it's on the Gerson label. So really nice, and I think as well This one was a limited copy, I think around 600 copy as well. This was as well something I'd never heard about before, Parman Farm. Great album, which again is on a Noble Record limited edition. I think it's in this case 300 copies which were done. It's again psychedelic hard rock, but fantastic album. I really love this one. Now I'm getting to few more reissues which are not from Noble Record, right? But again, right? Noble Record. I mean, again, I don't have to do any advertising for him. Everybody knows him, but you know, you can go online, you can order everything online. For these reissues, some of them are really limited in number of copies, and again, as originals are so difficult to find, they go really fast. So I really recommend you to check regularly. You can obviously, I mean, most of you, again, I don't have to say that, you know that, right? Go on Instagram, you can subscribe to his channel, and you will get all the updates, and you will be amongst the first knowing that the record is coming out. So the record now, which I wanted to show you, is Homer, and I must say this one is not a Noble Record reissue. Dylan did it as a reissue, however, I was not sure if he was gonna issue it, and I saw it on the Gerson internet site, and yeah, as I was looking for an original for many years, but they are going for more than $1,000, and I was not ready to put that money on the record. And when Gerson reissued it, which was probably a few weeks before Noble Record put it online, I really went for it, thinking, look, I want to make sure that I will still get a copy. And I didn't know that Dylan would reissue it, otherwise I would have gone for it there as well. But look, a great album. This one is a limited copy, 200 copy on this purple, purple wax. I ordered as well the same one by Gerson, so that's not a Gerson press, but Gerson was selling them. It's a Universe, and Universe is a British heavy blues rock band from the album is from 1971, and it comes on this nice turquoise record. Now getting to my two last reissues. That's one that Dylan has shown as an original. He didn't do it for the time being as a limited edition, but it's a great band. British psych, hard rock, blues rock a bit, I mean, and from 1973, it's a CWT, and the 100 Weight is the name of the album. And I think the special thing with his album, it's issued on a Cuckoo label. So I only discovered recently that this band was British, because I always thought it was a German krautrock band. It can sound a bit like some of the krautrock scene. And again, Cuckoo label is this German label which has issued quite some prog rock and krautrock in general. So, but yeah, it's a British band, and again, they only recorded, I think, this album as an original in Germany. Last one is a record that I bought on the wild not such a long time ago while I was in Germany. It's a Canadian band, yeah, probably psych, hard rock as well, a bit of blues rock. I mean, the name is Charlie. That's not the original edition. The record was issued in 1972. Private press, really difficult to find. But this one as well, right? I think that's as well a record which you don't see often, and which is a really nice band, which I highly recommend for those who don't know to check it out. So that was it. That was a quick catch up on all the reissues that I bought over the last month. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye.